We're all about mums, mess, and a little bit of science for your skin. This is Hot Mess Mums, brought to you by Magpie. Beauty and balance powered by the natural benefits of magnesium. So one of my OGs, one of my original ladies, I wanted you to come back on so much because we have stayed in touch since those very early days, and you are just an incredible woman. It is the amazing Cassie Lomas. Welcome to the Hot Mess Mums Club podcast.
Thank you so much for asking me to come on. I'm so grateful, thank you. And yeah, we have stayed in touch all these years.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited you're back.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'm blown away that you have come on today because I know how busy you are. I think the last time we did a couple of lives in like lockdown.
Wow, that seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like how did we meet all those years ago? You blink and then here we are years later.
Yes.
Where does that time go?
I know. And when I was looking at this season, I was thinking about women that were really inspiring, that had started my journey with me, who I'd like to, have back on for the next chapter. And you obviously, definitely one of those.
Thank you.
So much has happened since all those years ago when we recorded. How are you, firstly?
I'm really good, yeah. I feel like I'm moving into it sounds really weird this, but the last stage of my life because I'm just setting up a new business, which is crazy. But I've always been one of those people that kind of knew my future a little bit. I guess manifested before manifested was really a word. So I always really had this plan of how my future was going to go. And what I'm working on now is like my last stage, I guess, before I do nothing. So yeah, it's a really exciting time for me, actually. Really exciting.
So are we allowed to, what is this? We have to talk about this,
yes.
Because you've done so much. And just for anyone tuning in who's new, wow. The people you've worked with, you've travelled the world, you're incredible. You've had your own businesses all on the side as well. So you really know your stuff as, with what you do. So what is this next stage?
Well, the next stage is I'm doing a makeup brand. I was actually writing a LinkedIn post the other day, which I deleted and didn't end up posting, but it was a bit of a reflection on my career. And it was kind of like, I've been so lucky to work in all areas of the industry. I trained as a makeup artist when I was 17, so it's 30 years ago now.
Wow.
I've been a makeup artist for 30 years. I worked in retail, I did weddings, I did fashion, I did music. Obviously, as you say, I flew around the world with some of the biggest stars in the world and, had the most amazing lifestyle. I've headed my own shows at London Fashion Week. I have owned a makeup school. I trained people to become makeup artists and women to do their own makeup for years, which, was giving me so much knowledge. I had my own agency that launched 12 years ago now. We represent hair and makeup artists, and now it's the brand. I'm actually creating the makeup. I have had my own products before, but they were part of another range. So, somebody else owned the range and I did a guest collection. So this is the first time it's mine. And it's always been in my plan. I always knew it was going to happen. And then a few years ago, I'd been working on it for a few years. And then actually my dad passed away and I just down-tooled. I was like, I can't do it. It's too much. I'm not doing it. And I stopped. And then for a few years, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it. It's too much hard work. I've already got a business. I just closed my academy as well. So I was like, I don't really want to take on launching a new business. But that's just not me. So here we are. It's launching. And I'm so excited. It's like we were talking just before about that itch.
Yeah.
I was always going to do it. So my thought process with it was, just get on with it and do it. If it works, brilliant. I'm living my dream and I want to build something that's right for me with a work-life balance moving forward. And if it doesn't work, I've tried it and that's all about life and the experiences you're supposed to have. Not everything will go to plan, but let's enjoy the lessons as we go.
I love your motto because it's just make it happen. Let's just make it happen. Which I've written down in my notebook, so I'm like, I'm taking that. It's a great motto because I read something recently about, the biggest problem we have sometimes is the fear gets in the way. So we don't move, we don't go forward. It's an amazing lady called Jill Ritchie, and she's a coach. She's been on the podcast, she's brilliant. And she did this post, and I wrote all that down as well. And she was literally like, you make the move and you realise you don't die anyway. You make the call and you put the boundary in and you're still okay. You're still moving forward. You've got to move because you just stay still. And I love that. And I love your motto as well because it's like, let's just do it. Let's just make this happen,
Life's too short, isn't it? To not do what you want to do. And I think, I was really lucky. My parents always supported me in whatever I wanted to do. And I just think, what is the worst that can happen? I mean, the worst that can happen is I've lost all the money that I've invested. But really, that's it. What else is so bad that can happen? If I launch a product, people don't like it, doesn't sell, no problem. Let's move on to retirement.
Oh, we will love those products. I mean, I love your tutorial videos that you do. And when you hop on and show everybody, and I've always said this about you, I'm a bit obsessed because I'm not really so good with makeup. And I was, oh my God, she's amazing. But then to think you're bringing out your own product range as well, I just love that because for years you've talked about everyone else's, while you're using them. Yeah. And so it's time, I feel.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I had so many women over. I trained, people in makeup for so many years, let's say 15. I can't remember off the top of my head how long it was. I had so many women come into my studio and not only come into my studio, but chats, women like you. And, they're just like, I don't know what I'm doing with makeup. We were never taught as kids, really, were we, to do makeup. Now there's a million tutorials and, of course, we can see it all and everybody's great at makeup. But I found that women came in with these bags overspilling of all the latest products that they'd seen online and they had to buy and they were like, I don't know what I'm doing with it. And more recently, particularly, in the last few years, as the noise has become louder, even I feel overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that is out there. I'm constantly trying to reduce the amount of products that I'm carrying around to use on the people that I do makeup on. And I just thought, if I feel overwhelmed, how does everybody else feel? Yeah. So with that in mind, what I've created is a capsule collection for women that don't know what they're doing.
Yes, I'm in.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
It's it can be used by anyone, makeup artists, the professionals, everyone, but it's designed to be easy for women who don't have the time, they feel overwhelmed, they just want something that's quick, that's easy, that they know works. Because again, a lot of the products on sale don't really do what they say that they're going to do. And it's only for me as a professional I can recognise that. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to make everybody's lives a lot easier in the morning.
Oh my God,
that's the goal.
I love this so much. You mentioned there that you lost your dad during that time of you thinking of doing this. We are now at an age where we are in that sort of sandwich generation, aren't we? We've got the kids and they're sort of growing. We're growing and looking at what suits us. And like you said, finding that work-life balance. And we've also, the people that we love are aging around us and we're looking after them. And I know you also lost your mum recently as well. I wondered if it would be okay to talk about that a little bit because you are an incredible businesswoman, and a busy mother and you do amazing things. But that has all been going on, obviously, while you've had this idea for your own brand, while you've been working on that, while you've been being a mother, while you're turning up and working.
Why do we do everything?
I know.
We do. We just get on with doing everything, don't we?
Well, and I've seen you, you've been doing Colleen Rooney's makeup for shoots as well. Amazing. You work with so many women that adore you. They're incredible. And you do amazing things. All of this whilst going through massive trauma and massive things to happen in a person's life. And I know, like, my nan's 94. She brought me up, and we still have her, but she has dementia now.
Yeah.
It's only in that shorter window. I know with your mum, it was much younger, and she was diagnosed in her 60s. And a very close friend of mine from school, that happened to her mum too, and she lost her within years. And and it is being done. People are going through it younger and younger, aren't they? How do you manage to navigate all of that, Cassie, going on in your life?
Sorry, I laugh there because my mum, she was such a fierce woman. And when she first got diagnosed, we were kind of looking into like, well, how long has she got? And, the research was kind of saying, maybe like up to 5 years. My mum lasted 12 years. And that just shows what a fighter she was. But I guess for me, I kind of block it out. Like I'm not, oh, woe is me. No. Like, I've got this going on and that going on. Just make it happen. So, I need to be in work one day. Let's do that. I need to be on a shoot the next day. Let's do that. I'm in the office. I'm at home with the kids. I'm, doing whatever they need me to do. I'm helping my mum. I just kind of get on with it.
It's so funny, isn't it? Someone said to me recently, you never talk about your nan, but your nan was the most important woman in your world. Yeah. And I said, well, I know that. But I said, I have to just get on. Yeah. I have all these things. I can't get up every day and cry because she's not, my brother always says, she's not our nan anymore. We don't know who she is, because we never know what we're getting. Yeah. My relationship with her has changed so much. And, it's really difficult, but I don't have the time to sit in that. Well, and I don't know what it would solve either.
If you did sit in it, I think that's when you give yourself the time to break.
Yes.
And actually we're so busy trying to hold it together, we don't want to break, know. So we're just getting on with it, aren't we? And kind of trying to ignore that quiet time.
Yeah, yes, it is. It's and it's I think with dementia particularly, it's a grief anyway, because like you go along that journey with them where you start to lose parts of them. And if I get a glimmer of anything with Jeannie that reminds me of how things used to be, I get really excited. And my brother will be like, oh, for God's sake, but it's silly things sometimes. And I think, she remembers that. Yeah. Or that's what she used to do. Yeah. Or that's what she used to say. It's a very strange situation to be in, I think. But obviously for me, it's different because it was in her 90s that she's been diagnosed. I think when obviously your parents are much younger, that's just something else because you think they're going to be here.
Well, I was in the throes of busyness. So again, it's like you don't really take it in. But I remember at the time saying, I am grateful that, it's dementia rather than cancer, because I don't think that I could have coped with that sudden loss. Yes. Or that, she's got 3 months. So it's given me a long time to be able to get used to it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. To the point where we got to the point where, we knew we just wanted her to go because it was painful to watch. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So I had that time to get used to the idea almost, which I don't think, I do feel grateful for that. I don't think I would have been able to manage had it not have been, that way.
And were there anything that changed you afterwards, like as a person or moving forward? Do you feel like anything changed for you, or you did anything differently in your life, or thought, hang on a minute, I'm going to make sure that I do this because,
So much changed. Well, first of all, I learnt loads because, you have to learn how to take care of someone. We didn't really know the path to go down to get the help we needed and, how to navigate that. So that was all a learning process and, over a lot of years. But also, looking at my own health and changing that. And, I remember thinking, I don't want my kids to experience this, what I'm experiencing. So I started doing research into dementia. I started to change my own lifestyle. I cut out processed food. I now I'm consistent with the gym, which I've never been my whole life. Has always been a real bugbear for me because I'm on, off. So now I've become consistent with my exercise, meditation, doing all these healthy, natural things, getting into nature, doing walks every day. I've just got a new dog, so she takes me out every day. She takes me for a walk every day. My supplements, all those really healthy lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
That situation forced me to put in place and to learn about.
How do you navigate with hormones and everything? I read, are you 50 or coming at
47?
I was going to say, because I thought, there's no way.
Nearly.
Sure, yeah.
I do say I'm nearly 50.
So obviously, hormone-wise, a lot of changes. What's that been like for you? How have you noticed that and navigated that journey as well?
Yeah, well, I have noticed, for me, it's my brain. And obviously with my mum having dementia, I don't know whether I've got brain fog, early onset dementia, I've just taken on too much, launched another business, or I'm just a typical, mum that's got loads going on, but definitely notice it in my memory and my brain fog. But for me, what I'm trying to do is, I guess, just navigate my way through it without making it a big deal. Because for me, if I turn it into a thing, then I'll become focused on that thing.
Right.
Whereas I just want to, speaking to loads of different people about their experiences, some people sailed through menopause and didn't have any symptoms, and other people had really difficult times. And I'm like, well, I've been doing loads of work on my mindset, on my brain. So I think whatever I tell my mind is what it will do. So if I tell my mind I'm fine, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I live my life.
I think, well, I like that though. I do. I think I was definitely like that when I noticed changes, and I thought, I'll be fine, and I will get through this, and I'll look after myself. And I did so much. But for me, the brain fog became debilitating. Obviously, I taught for a living, so it's not good when you just can't remember what you're going to say or whatever. And it got to a point where I was like, I can't. And people around me were going, you can't carry on like this anymore. Like, your symptoms are getting worse. So I'm 44, but I went on HRT just over a month ago, but it changed my life. My body's responded to it really quickly. And it's just been a game changer, And one of those things is that I can articulate better, and that was a big thing for me because I found it really scary. Do you know what? I couldn't remember my PIN for my bank card. And I was at a petrol station one night, desperately trying to work it out. And this guy sat in his car behind me and he was just pepping his horn, constantly at me, getting really annoyed because I needed to put my PIN in before it would let me fill up my car. And I lost my shit. I tapped on his window and I was like, I am a perimenopausal woman. I can't remember my PIN. Just take a moment and think how that would feel if it was you.
I love that.
Like, so stop honking your fucking horn at me.
I love
and
it.
His face. And all my friends like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Like, he could have done anything to you. I was like, I was raging, absolutely raging. But I think inside I was just so upset. That used to happen to me all the time.
Yeah.
This week, we're talking about perimenopause. And if that word made you sit up a little straighter, good. It affects most women from their late 30s, and yet so many of us don't see it coming. Disrupted sleep, mood swings, skin that suddenly feels like it belongs to someone else. Well, magnesium depletion is also linked to almost every one of those symptoms. That's why Magpie exist. Their products aren't a replacement for medical support, but they are a genuinely lovely addition to your toolkit. Skincare that works with your body's chemistry, not against it. The bath salts alone have changed more than a few bedtime routines. Visit magpieskin.co.uk and see what the science and the community are saying.
See, I think if I was at that point where it was affecting me, then obviously I would, take steps to fix that. But I feel like because I have changed my life and I do things like naturally to help me with perimenopause.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like for me at the stage that I'm at, that's enough.
Yes.
I'm not saying it always will be, but it is. And I have had a few doctor's appointments actually where I've gone and I've talked about perimenopause. And, you know, they've kind of gone through my options. And I don't know, I've just always come away not doing anything.
Yeah, I was like that. I think you know when you know. Like you say, if you feel okay at the moment, and it sounds to me like you've taken a bit more time for you now as well, where you give yourself a bit of space
I'm
as
better
well.
at managing myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I feel like I take so many supplements and, you know, I'd live quite a healthy life now. Yeah. Like I barely drink, you know, I eat really clean. My meditation, my walking, all those things, my gym is part of my morning routine. Yeah. So I am pretty good at the moment with looking after myself. And I think if I wasn't, maybe I'd be in a different stage as well. But yeah, doing all the right things, you know, to take care of myself are serving me well at the moment.
You have juggled so much in your life previously, you know, and when you were flying all around the world and you were a mum, some of this as well. And I know on the podcast when you came on at the beginning, you talked about how you take the kids to London, you know, and you managed all of that while doing it all and you just did it. And I think as we sort of move forward in life, we then start to look at, okay, how can I pull back a little bit more, still do things that I want to do, but not have that hectic schedule that leaves me feeling so tired because we can't recover in the same way, sadly.
Yeah.
And
I have had to pull back, you know, on that. I can't be flying around the world now at this stage. I mean, you know, especially with, you know, with having to look after my mum, the kids are at an age where they need me. I've obviously got my business, my current business, and the new business I'm setting up. So for me to pack up my kit and be flying all over every week is just not feasible anymore. So that has taken a step. I still do have my regular clients and I love doing makeup and, you know, I love spending time with them. But what I was doing in my late 20s, early 30s would not be sustainable at my age now.
No.
Maybe it would if that was all I was doing, but I'm not. I've got my businesses and, you know, other stuff going on that's important to me. So, yeah.
You've always evolved, I think. And I think that's part of who you are, which is, you know, so many women, I always feel like it's so important to always change and move forward. And sometimes, for whatever reason, we can find that difficult to do. But to keep going, because no stage of your life stays the same. And we don't stay the same, I don't think.
I love doing something new. It's like starting this business now. You know, I didn't need to do that. You know, I have another successful business and I have a successful career as a makeup artist, but I don't know. I'm just one of those people. I love starting something new. I love the excitement of it. I love the creativity. You know, my mum used to say, tomorrow is promised to no man. And I think if you want to do something, just get on with it and do it. And I just really like living my life in that way. I could not be the person who goes to the same job every day, all through the life, lives in the same house and, you know, has that life. As much as I admire that and, you know, the stability and the calm that must bring.
I was going to say, there's no uncertainty.
Yeah. I admire people that do that. But for me, that chaos is just like, it's meant to be part of my life and, I enjoy it.
How important has it been to, have a husband that supports you? I know you spoke about that originally when we first met as well, that he's very hands-on and that has been a big part of helping you and your success.
Yeah, well, I'll say was, because as soon as I decided that I wasn't flying around the world anymore, you know, I picked up that, workload that he was managing a lot for me. No, I'm joking. No, he's brilliant. My husband is really, really good. And we're just very much a team. So, you know, he helps me when I need it. But if I don't need it, then I take over the reins and he's, out golfing. So, it's great to have him because if I do want support, I know that I can call on him. But if I don't need it, he's quite happy trotting off, doing, whatever he's doing and leaves me to it.
You mentioned the kids are now growing, obviously, but need you a lot. I find they do once they hit those teenage years.
Just taxiing everywhere.
So how old? Your daughter's 14, did you say to me earlier?
Yes.
And how old's your son?
16.
16,
So he's leaving school.
So what is that like? Compared to when we first met? I mean, mine were babies and yours were a little bit older. Yeah. How have you adjusted to all that?
I love it. I'm so proud of them. And I think watching them now get into the stage of life where they're really starting their lives and what they're going to do and the things they enjoy and their personalities and who they are as people, it's great to watch. And you've got your new best mates, really, haven't you? I love them getting older. I mean, it's crazy how you just think I've blinked and I've gone from having a child this big to this big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love all the different stages, and this one I'm enjoying because you can have proper conversations. And me and my daughter went out for breakfast last week, and we had the most gorgeous day, and then went shopping, and I love that. I absolutely love that.
Does she love makeup too?
Beyond loves it. Yeah, and of course, as the boxes arrive at the front door, she's like, "Is that a PR box, Mum? What's in it?" And then, before you know it, there's arms full, trotting up the stairs. I'm like, "I've not used that yet. Bring it back." But yeah, no, she does. She loves makeup. She loves it.
For our mum entrepreneurs listening, or perhaps our lovely mums maybe who want to start their own business or they've got an aspiration, what would be some of the big bits of advice you'd give them that you wish someone had given you at the beginning?
Do you know what? It's funny because after I've just said I'm moving into this last stage of business setup, I don't know, I always thought once I've finished this one, I'd maybe do a bit of business mentoring. Maybe there is another stage after that. I love helping people with that. I think because I spent so long training these artists and I was teaching them how to set up their own business. I don't know, I just really enjoy it. So what would be the tips? I think the first thing to do is to think of something that you enjoy as your business, because you've got to really love it. I mean, it's such hard work, isn't it? Yeah. So if it's not something that you're jumping out of bed to do every day, then I wouldn't bother. It's my first bit of advice. Someone gave me some really good advice actually years ago. And it was when I was opening up my school and they said to me, I said, I've got this really good idea. I want to open a makeup school and I want to do it in Manchester. And I was working in London at the time. And they were like, the first thing that you need to do is find your premises. And that's what I did. And that was absolutely brilliant advice for me. Of course, lots of things are online now, aren't they? So you don't necessarily need premises. You might be building an online business. And of course, we've got AI as well, which can pretty much build it for you in 5 seconds if you speak to it and say, can you create me a business plan? I don't know.
Well, I think that's really good. And I think, for that whole idea of where you start to having that vision of where you want to go as well, like you say, my next chapter, maybe my next one.
I think it's definitely good to have that plan of where you want to end up, because then you can work backwards on it. Yeah. Having the idea is one thing, making sure you enjoy it is another, and then taking those few steps to get it started. But yeah, absolutely, having that plan, working backwards, thinking, where do I see this? Like, I'm launching this new business in a totally different way than I launched my other two businesses. I had a goal with my first business. My goal was to give people the opportunity or train people in makeup so that they could do the job that I did. Because when I started out, that help wasn't available to get where I needed to get. So that was the goal with that. Super successful. I mean, I'm so proud of all the makeup artists that I see online that came through my academy and, they're doing so well. It's brilliant to watch. The goal with my agency was that I would give people opportunity, help people get opportunities to work in the field that I work in and get them through doors that they wouldn't normally have been able to get them in rooms, that they wouldn't normally be able to get into. Super successful in that. Like, all my artists are, doing incredible work with incredible people. This new business is a different goal. The first one is obviously to help women with their makeup routine. But ultimately, it's to have a business that will work with my lifestyle, that will allow me to move into the next phase of my life without having to fly around the world, you know, do all these additional things. And I can be at home with my kids. I can work from a laptop from anywhere in the world. I can continue to create, because I think being creative is so important to me. And I think with the, you know, the brand and building products, doing the shoots, like it's got everything within that I love doing, but I'm doing it on my own terms. Like for me, my success as a makeup artist has always been dependent on whether other people book me. And I'm at that age now, I don't want my earnings and my success to be down to whether someone else thinks that, you know, they want me on that set that day. So the brand for me is something that I'll control. I decide what I'm launching, you know, when I'm doing it, when I'm doing a shoot, what hours I'm working today. And I think you just get to an age, really, don't you, where that's important, that you're living your life for you and your family rather than for everybody else. And I was always that person that I would do everything for everybody else.
I hard relate with everything you say on that, and I think lots of people will as well. You are so inspirational. We wish you the best of luck with the brand. I know it's going to be very successful. I'm going to try it.
You're going to love it.
Oh,
You're going to love it.
Before you go, we do bath time confession or shower confession. Are you a bath time or shower kind of girl? Which one do you?
Well, shower, because everything's in a rush.
So what does that look like for you? Like lock the door.
Oh, I'm quick in and out, 5 minutes. In, wash, face wash. If I'm washing my hair, it'll be shampoo, conditioner, brush my teeth, and out. And I'm doing all that within 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, bath time is very rare. If I have like a Sunday evening free, that I might, you know, have half an hour to sit in the bath. But I can't remember the last time I did that.
Everyone says that about baths.
I spend my time now doing meditation if I've got free time.
Right.
Like, that's my new thing. I love it.
Well, you've got to try some of Magpie's bath salts, and that will be a game changer.
If I can hide them from the rest of the family, because honestly, they steal all my bath salts.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going to hide them in my drawer. And yeah, I look forward to using them.
Cassie Lomas, thank you so, so much for being a guest on the Hot Mess Mums Club podcast. You're amazing.
Thank you so much for having me. I've absolutely loved it. Thank you.
Until next time, less pressure, more glow. Magpie and the Hot Mess Mums.